1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're going to rock. Around.
The 50s were a time of rapid change for the country. Fads came and went, but some things were built to last and are still icons today. The hotel industry was also rapidly changing and creating its iconic businesses as well. In 1959, most hotels in the United States were located in major cities or were motor court motels found sprinkled along the roadside. Construction of the interstate highway system was just getting underway, and a new idea in lodging was springing up alongside it. Holiday Inn, which opened its 100th hotel that year. The market for buying and selling lodging real estate was highly fragmented. There was no internet, air travel was very expensive, and most transactions were done within 100 miles of the buyer's home. And wouldn't you like to buy a hotel today at the prices back then?
When I first got into the business, hotels started $4,500 to $5,000 per key.
We virtually worked on a local area. I don't think we sold anything out of state.
Things were about to change. 8 brokers who specialized in hotel brokerage met in Chicago on September 11, 1959, to create a more open and accessible market for hotel real estate. 7 men and 1 woman were at this historic meeting. Bill Brash, Chicago; Carol Chapin, Detroit; Bill Hoyt, Oklahoma City; Orville Krieger, Peoria; Carl Smith, Milwaukee; Mrs. Billy Squire, Denver; Bill Swoboda, Phoenix; and Wayne Westgore, Minneapolis.
Well, that came about with my parents going to some of the trade conventions. At those meetings, we met some of the other brokers. My mother, Bill Swoboda, and Bill Hoyt got to chatting and decided that they ought to start forming a group that we could co-broker together with.
Then I thought we should get a central division, a clearinghouse, where we come into clearinghouse and notify brokers all over the country.
Back in those days, we had 2 distinct types of buyers and sellers. In cities like Chicago and Detroit, our clients were buyers looking usually to go to a warmer climate. It costs money to take your buyer down to California, Arizona, and Florida every time somebody wanted to go, and there had to be a way of us not spending that money. So therefore, we decided to form this Hotel Motel Brokers Association of America so that I could know the person I was sending my buyer to. I know we could get a good shake, and we all had agreement as to how to split commissions and so, and therefore I was able to sell more motels to my buyers. One year I had 13 sales in Florida alone.
Success of the new group was almost instantaneous. Not only did it help sell hotels, it attracted brokers to the hospitality industry and the new organization.
I got into the business as a result of seeing an ad in Arizona for Swoboda and Associates Hotel Motel Brokers of America. And since in high school my mother managed motels, I knew a little bit about the business. I had my own real estate business in Las Vegas, but I sold everything. It was general real estate, and I gave away all of my residential business and just sold hotels and motels from that time on.
My mother and dad were taught the brokerage business from my grandparents.
I got in the hotel brokerage business playing golf with Van Scoggin, and he talked me into joining his company, which is the best thing I ever did.
Well, I got into hotel brokerage when I moved to Florida. I bought a hotel. A few people called and said, you bought a motel, are there any more for sale? And I shopped around and couldn't find any companies that knew much about it. I run onto the George Massey Company, who had been strictly hotel brokerage for 20 years and was one of the original people in the Hotel Motel Brokers Association. A very short time, a couple of months, I'd sold a couple of hotels, and he said he wanted to retire, and so I bought him.
From From the beginning, the organization introduced cutting-edge innovations. In 1963, NBAA produced a 14-minute movie called The Magic of Matching to promote member brokers' expertise in hospitality financing, determining value, and as expert consultants in all areas of buying, selling, management, and planning. The organization also created some of the first standardized hotel-specific brokerage agreements and introduced the concept of regular communications to hotel owners and investors about trends in hotel real estate.
We had a bulletin called Motel Topics, and I sent out 500 a month to all the motels in Nevada. It had timely topics about motels and who was selling what and who was big in the business. It was really pioneering.
To stand out from the crowd, NBAA introduced its own fashion-forward clothing style.
We wore turquoise blue blazers, so when you went to the show, you saw one of those blazers and you knew that you could talk to them about motels. It was just a great business.
As the organization grew, it continued to make innovations. It awarded its first scholarship in 1972. By 1981, headquarters were established in Kansas City. 2 years later, the organization launched its affiliate membership program. Today, the affiliate program boasts more than 30 industry service provider organizations. The organization expanded internationally in 1984, electing its first international member, Sheila Arter, with First American Hotel Brokers, Kent, United Kingdom. Later that year, it completed its first international co-op transaction, the sale of the Eris Motel, located in Bohr, Vermont. In 1985, the organization became Hotel and Motel Brokers of America and boasted more than 75 brokers. That same year, it launched its first computerized system that listed all hotels for sale. The cutting-edge system featured custom software for sharing property listing data and processing investor referrals. The following year, HMBA launched Bestseller, its first formalized broker training program. Over the next 9 years, the program would be refined and then elevated to the Certified Hotel Broker, CHB program, in cooperation with the University of Texas. It is the first and only such professional hotel broker certification program in the industry. Today, more than 200 brokers, both members and non-members, have enrolled in the program. In 1990, HMBA launched Hotel Journal, a pioneering hotel real estate publication which listed hundreds of properties for sale. Calling on its database of thousands of hotel sales, the organization launched Transactions by HMBA, an annual comprehensive look at and analysis of the hotel real estate industry. In 1994, HMBA introduced Marketplace, which brings together buyers, sellers, lenders, franchisors, and others involved in hotel real estate. Each session showcases some 40 properties. Today, the organization holds 3 marketplaces annually in locations throughout the country. Following the turn of the century, the organization again changed its name, this time to Hotel Brokers International, or HBI, to reflect the rapidly growing globalization of the hotel real estate industry. Today, 50 years later, HBI has more than 100 members and is actively marketing hotel real estate on a global scale. The future offers even greater growth opportunities.
I am now the 3rd generation. My mother's father, my grandfather, started the business in 1954, and then Ron McCord, who's my father, took over started in 1971, and then became the broker, I believe, in 1974. And then I've been there over 8 years now.
I hope I'm here for the 100th anniversary. It's nice to be part of a bigger group where, again, you can, bounce off each other and share ideas. It just makes it a bigger picture. It definitely helps in the marketing perspective when we're going out there saying that we have a reach that's, national and global. It's just, a great tool to have in our marketing cadre.
I have to say this, it was the love of my life. It was like an extended family. There were so many wonderful people in it. I just think I was so lucky to be involved with them. It was just great.